always trying to understand what's left open as Jin Air looking for their final ban on red side. It's going to be the Jace, interestingly. A big favorite of Khan, and we saw it in the bot lane from Viper in the Kesper Cup final.
Yeah, exactly right. And people have been playing it a lot in solo queue as well. The Urgot does still stand tall.
You end up with Victor mid lane, you have to expect that Malrung and Chongo are going to be focusing on killing Faker again and again, but we'll know at 20 seconds if it's Faker on Urgot or Faker on Victor.
Promote into the LCK with ever 8 winners. Excited to see what they're going to be able to do, because I feel like both teams got exactly the flavor that they wanted for both of these comps.
But what I like is we have very different identities, because if you look at SKT's draft, you think, wow, this is really safe. It's a really safe draft. Urgot first pick and deal with most. Stay away from me, I'll get to where I need to be, and wants to be a bit more non-interactive. So how that all comes together in this Lolpark debut is going to be so fun to watch.
Yeah, we are going to find out right now. Here we are, onto the Rift for game number 1.
And early tier into Sheen are almost guaranteed when you're against a Kai'Sa Khan.
And it is double Klepto versus no Klepto, which is probably why we're experiencing a 500 gold lead, as Malrung once again going to stand out of the brush, but slightly out of vision range. Show us the Hail of Blades, Malrung! Yeah, Khan is going to get slowed down. The flash over the gravity field. Can he actually escape this? The Hail of Blades does a lot of damage, but not quite enough. Red Bomb burns down! And he picks it.
Khan does get his first Hex Core upgrade, had 1150 gold. Let's watch the replay and just watch the attack speed on the Xinjiao. Goes in here. Khan is so high in health, but Malrung knows he gets those extra autos in and the Q. So the first 4 autos are in less than 2 seconds. The burn, it was 15 health, then it was 0. It wasn't muddy. Turret plates for now, or turret checkpoints, I sometimes interchangeably call them. 1 taken in the mid lane, but otherwise no other turret checkpoints taken. A lot of things, and we'll try to
he did end up getting
talk about everything. It's in the mid lane. They're trying for this.
Yeah, Justice Punch is going to come down, but Disdain beautifully cancels it out. Winds of War is down there from Chongo, but Faker not worried about that one at all, able to offer so much damage back, and Urgot standing the 10.
With the Death Ray, it's pretty important to allow item timings to come in for the other lanes, so I think it'll be pretty standard to see the Death Ray as the first evolve. The Victor, I think, Khan is the big winner of the lane swap that happened, because Victor can farm out against Galio just fine, but Khan is going to have a much better laning phase than the Urgot, and you can't go Iceborne Gauntlet on Linderang and just trade into the Victor. You need to go Magic Resist. So Sion is hurt the most. SKT, we already mentioned how bot lane was going to be a wash for them. How about Infernal Drake to get an extra advantage around there?
Yeah, uncontested. SKT will just take that one for free. 1,000 gold now, going to be the lead there as well, almost passively. After First Blood going over to Jin Air. They just keep farming, keep getting these Kleptomancy procs, and keep putting the pressure on. I don't want to talk about, this being old SKT, but
team comp thing. If you're playing a passive comp, play it passive. If you're playing aggressive comp, play it aggressive. And also, when Clid sees an opening, you know he'll take it. And to me, Clid is the tempo setter here. He's the thermometer of this game, because Lee Sin, post level 6, does have access to the kick and so many different creative gank paths. He's actually going to take the blue buff. Not sure if that was intentional or just the fact that it released away from Faker, who really wanted his mid lane farm.
Yeah, Faker actually just didn't care, wanted to get use his grand entrance at all, hasn't started any fights, but of course, Jin Air, we know they've got so many tools to get action happening in this mid game as it does dawn on us.
So how do you play out the mid game if you're SKT as well? A lot of fans will be asking. The way these Ezreal Tahm Kench comps work is they are so good at mid lane.
Well, there's the grand entrance. We've got the heroic entrance to come down as well, but the combination not quite enough. Clid grabs that first kill, sacrifices himself, but able to get one back after all of those ultimates is certainly a big deal. Chongo now up against Faker and the rest of the team as well. That Justice Punch looked real interesting, but it wasn't enough to get him out of dodge. And that's going to be 2 going over to SKT.
And we're surprised to see that engaged by Jin Air, because we already mentioned the bot side is their weak side of the map. They're playing around the fact that Kai'Sa and Rakan have no lane presence. They try for a desperate all-in. Like you say, probably the first grand entrance and quickness of the game.
Yeah.
And yet it's easily turned around as top side.
Well, Khan's the golden boy, and Linderang got made to look a little bit foolish. However, certainly still has a massive lead when it comes to the health bar. Khan can't get out of that one. Just a single charge on the decimating smash. Finishes him off, and Faker now just cleans up minions. Can't get onto the side.
Linderang won't get a free recall, but he will get a free kill. Solo kill on the top side. Big moment for Linderang. No cancelling of TPs in the 2019 meta. We'll have to laugh about the funny moments. We watched the replay here. We weren't anticipating an attempt at an all-in because, again, the Kai'Sa doesn't get involved here till very, very late. And after the wombo, they have no safe way to escape because they don't have priority hiding up towards the mid lane or going towards the bot lane. They separate, and 2-for-1 is the kill trade for SKT.
Yep, Trongo just sacrifices himself. The call was not to go in, otherwise the Kai'Sa would have probably gone down.
Ability to just farm in the mid lane, get a fast Miramana, and be so powerful. But before then, we're seeing more fighting.
Yeah, Marta's in trouble. Eats the Grey Health, uses the flashes. There's the killer instinct. Marta in trouble. Gets underneath the turret, and he will be okay. True Shot Barrage. The heal is used even though Kellen was out of range, because yes, I think that may have killed. Malrong gets slowed down. Audacious charges. Use the E beautifully there from Teddy. Devour right on hand. Now they're able to offer some damage back. However, is it going to be enough to stop this tower from going down?
A lot of melee champions are very overextended to get turret damage. Here's Faker. He's just going to try and herd them away. No kill there. Half a Teemo away from that taunt being oh so important and getting them the kill bot side. And meanwhile, Clid uses his free time to take down the Rift Herald and try to get the first turret on the board for SKT.
Yeah. Should be able to at least get some work done here with this Rift Herald on the top side of the map. Shelly just to get that charge happening. Linderung not going to be able to clear out the wave in time. He'll likely just have to leave and let this tower fall down. So first turret going over to SKT. First Dragon going to them as well. Not able to find the gank build. The Magic Resist, Adaptive Helm already done here for Linderung, and now, as far as in a team fight, he's not going to be that brick wall that's blocking three of the other members from doing damage. Of course, Teddy, a lot of mixed damage, however, mostly physical, alongside the Lee Sin and the Urgot also there, so doesn't feel as good to be the Scion moving into the mid game as you otherwise would think if you had the opportunity to go to a different item.
And Atlas, it doesn't feel as good to take down an early outer turret and push in a wave, because something that's been discussed in the community quite a bit. With the fact that minions move faster, the ability to just push a minion wave in and know it would push back, and inevitably, is not there anymore, but we'll hold the macro points because we might have a team fight.
Yeah, fight coming in here as Malrong does have that ultimate running. The stopwatch is down as Linderung makes its way into this fight as well. This is the Jin Air composition. This is what they want to do, but Linderung is just getting soloed out. No one else making their way in. The Chaos Storm just destroying Jin Air's bottom lane as Kellen existed once, but no longer. The fight continues on the top side. It is straight front to back from SKT, and the Zombie Scion cannot do anything. Jin Air just couldn't pull a trigger.
Clid looking for an exit kill route. Will he hit this one?
Can he find it? Yes, he does. Oh, it was almost a bait, but who was baiting? Who was Clid goes golden. Linderung gets hit by the Q. Can he do it?
Oh!
Follows it through. He even gave Teddy the time to get the kill if he wanted to. Missed it. And then Clid able to follow up with a resonating strike. This is why you don't let him play the Lee Sin.
There's no Lee Syndrome problems with Clid. It's a Clid Syndrome, baby. Every time I see him, I'm there to mop it up. Watch the replay here. So Malrong has to ult very, very early. He's able to ult through and stasis through the kick. But notice that there's no actual commitment from Kellen. He doesn't actually profit off the Scion in the backline, and then it's just meaty champions with low threat for SKT's very maneuverable damage threats. Just pick off one by one and kill.
Yep, it felt like SKT just, all the check marks for how to win a team fight against this comp were met. You know, you don't get hit by the Wombo AoE, you make sure that these ultimates are now off time, and then you can clean things up with the fact that your composition does work out a little bit better in that regard. Clid gets that Triumph prop, hits the last Q. Even Teddy tanking that turret at the end, oh, it's just so beautiful to watch.
You would have seen very...
You have to hit first before getting the extra tier, because there's no point until you've stacked your first one. Oh my god!
No damage fall off in 2019.
Nope.
What did I say in Kesper Cup again and again? You were at home listening. A lot of you viewers, and also you, Atlas.
Yep.
Ezreal's pretty bonkers right now in terms of power levels. Feels like a lot of his kit, especially the Q cooldown reduction, SKT closing the door on the first game in low part.
Yep. Second Dragon to come in here. Remember, SKT did manage to get the first perfect game in the Kesper.
On a prayer, if you're this Jin Air comp, you got to fight sometime, and maybe that sometime is now.
Yeah, but he also feels pretty irrelevant at this point. His root, it gets almost blown up in one combo. That was disgusting, as now Linderung has to flash out because he thought it was the go button, but no, they don't have an AD carry for this fight. Now they don't have a Scion. He is definitely dead. Teddy pops over the wall once again. And that is basically 2 picks for the price of 1, because that is a Kai'Sa having to go back, and they might be able to get some damage on this inhibitor turret.
Sadly, has mistook the go button for the mute button, ended up going at the wrong time there, so just easily turned upon 1v5. No way to pull off ganks like that anymore. Faker tags up this turret, and they want the first inhibitor of the game at 24 minutes.
Yep, already down to half health. Winds of War not actually able to land onto those caster minions in the backline there as well, so not able to clear out the minion wave, and SKT 5 members strong take down the first inhibitor of LCK 2019. 24 minutes into this game.
All-in options. Galio has some decent wave clear, but a lot of it's short range. Here's the
Oh,
all-in!
here we are. That's a 4-man quickness to start this one off. Could this be the team fight they're looking for? Is already Mato's fallen down. SKT, they do not want a bar of it. As Fear Beyond Death just takes down Root. There's nothing that this Kai'Sa can do against this comp by the looks of things. And they're trying to get more. Chongo just goes the wrong way, gets picked off, and SKT, that looked like a fight they couldn't win, but still they're able to do it. Khan getting the Chaos Storm in there, pulled back onto the gravity field, and he'll go down to his zombie form, and I feel like the rest of the team may follow.
Jin finally pull off the execution the coach would have been looking for from the drop, but it's 10,000 gold behind. All of the damage still available on SKT, and they'll win the game here.
I think that might have been a Sheen proc that took Kellen down to that low health bar, but Faker flash disdaining him. They want to get the kills before they finish off this Nexus. Half the health bar now. Root wants to try and get rid of it, but we've already gone picture in picture, and SKT take game 1 of LCK 2019.
SKT understood their team comp and played safe. Yes, there was some deaths on the top side, but they were scaling until the point where they were ready to turn on, and from that point, they closed the door on Jin Ended up being a comfortable pre-30-minute